Okay, so for this example, it will still be on the same formula. It will be on the formula where a squared minus b squared equal to a plus b, a minus b. Sorry, I think I wrote wrongly. I wrote the factorization way. Okay, so it should be a plus b, a minus b, and it will give you to a squared minus b squared. So if I write it the other way, then that becomes a factorization. So in the factorization teaching worksheet, okay, you will see this, where in fact we will factorize using this formula. So right now I'm going to expand using this formula. So same formula, I can be using it for expansion or factorization. Okay, this one, right, so bear in mind, in order to use this formula, the difference must be a plus minus, but the A and B must be identical. So that will be the challenge part. Okay, so if you observe the first bracket, do you realize that the first bracket here got 3 items? And out of the 3 items, these 2 items are the same. Okay, and then this item is also the same. The only difference is the plus minus. So if you rearrange a little bit, this feels like A, and this will be your B, B. So A will be H plus K, B will be 1. So you apply the formula. So your A is a little bit bigger, but that's fine. You got a H plus K squared, and you minus 1 squared. H plus K squared, that should have reminded you of the basic formula, the first formula. So you apply your first formula. So that will be my final answer. Okay. Now, the next one will be a little bit tricky. Okay. The next one will be a little bit tricky because if you look here, they are different. But the two here are the same. And then I got a plus minus. So do you realize that this one almost fulfill the formula, except the A doesn't look the same. So there is actually a trick to this part here. Okay, so you will look carefully on the trick. The trick will be, I'm going to factorize out a negative. Here, I'm not doing anything. I factorize out a negative, do you see? So why do I do that? I want to do that so that I got a minus and a plus. My A is identical. Okay, look, my A is identical. My B is also identical. So I'm getting a K minus 2 as my B. So I'm going to apply my formula with the idea that A is equal to 3x, B is equal to K minus 2. Okay, so look carefully first. You should be able to see that after you factorize, it looks like A minus B, A plus B. But this one requires you to factorize out the negative one. So it's a little bit more tricky. So I'm going to apply the formula. So that will be a 3x squared minus this. Okay, this should remind you of this formula. But please remember to put a bracket. Do out a bracket, then you apply the formula. Okay, I already mental up. Because with the bracket, right, you're actually going to multiply in. So what happened if you forgot the bracket? Well, too bad. If you forgot the bracket, you will just have a chain of 9 error. And you just get no marks. So sometimes the bracket can be a very big issue. A lot of people will not automatically put bracket. That's where their expansion got a lot of errors. Okay. Now, the next one, right, there are 3 brackets. Okay, so if you look carefully out of the 3 brackets, the first 2 brackets match the formula. The first 2 brackets match the formula. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to simplify the first 2 brackets with x squared minus 3y squared. Then the second bracket, I'm going to leave it alone. Okay, after that, I'm going to simplify my first answer. This is what I gotten. After I manage to do this, I realized that I can apply the formula one more time, where a will be x squared, b will be 9y squared. So I'm going to apply the formula one more time. That means x squared squared minus 9y squared squared. So I will get a x4 minus 81y4. So this is the extension idea. So I'm using the same formula twice. The same a squared minus b squared formula. A plus b, a minus b. I used it twice, but obviously for the first time, this is my a and b. Then for the second time, this is my a and b. The a and b is different each time I try to apply it. So this is expanding out 3 brackets. Okay, when they look like they match the formula. Okay, so this formula can be quite difficult. In the expansion part, it's already a bit difficult. In the factorization part, I think sometimes it's even worse. Okay, so a lot of people have issue with this. And this will be one of the more favorite formula that they like to test you during exam.